And today we're gonna talk about, well, there aren't any chapter numbers, so the Toy Tinker all the way to the end of Mrs. Frisby and the Rats of NIMH by Robert C. O'Brien, and let's start. So the Toy Tinker, who is the Toy Tinker and who is telling the story? And also, what do you think of the Toy Tinker, and do you think it was a nice man or a bad man? Was he a good man or a mean man? Like, because he did go into a national protected area to camp, which is illegal, but like, what do you think of it in all? And also, what did Nicodemus and all of those people? But before that, the Toy Tinker, Nicodemus, the person who's telling the rat who's telling the story, says something about what they've read. And what is something about what thing did they read? And what kinds of things did they read? And what did the Toy Tinker do in the first place? And what did the Toy Tinker own? Yeah, what did the Toy Tinker own? And also, if you had gone into the truck, how would you have felt? And why was this a very big help to the rats? And why were they so restless and discontent? Why were they so discontented or restless? So Nicodemus began to take long walks in the forest. And, Jenner and Nicodemus, why did they disagree? And also, do you agree with Nicodemus or Jenner? And Thorn Valley, would you have lived in Thorn Valley too? And what was the plan? What was the plan that they were gonna do when they got to the valley? And now captured. So Mrs. Frisby needs to feed Dragon, and what is she feeding Dragon? And why is that dangerous? And why does Mrs. Frisby don't really like it in another way? Something not because it's dangerous, but because her husband died doing that, right? So what happened? And did you sense that something strange was happening when the bull was a little farther than usual? And also, who caught Mrs. Frisby and where did they put her in? And what did Mrs. Frisby hear about it? And do you think that it's fair that the Fitzgibbons did all that to Mrs. Frisby? And also, Billy. And how do you like this Billy character? And why are people from some people coming to the farm? And how does Mrs. Frisby, or how does she escape, or how does she escape? She's the one who escapes, and that's a hint. And also, when they get to the cinder block house, what's the problem there? And how did you think of the rats and all their they were really smart. So how did you think of that? And also, how did you feel when you knew that Mrs. Frisby and her children were safe? How did you feel? And so there was a meeting, right? And Mrs. Frisby, what did she do at the meeting of the rats, right? And also, so who are the 7 rats that were dead? Who are they? Or what do they think they are? What do the rats think they are? And when are they going to Thorn Valley? And also, what was their plan? Yeah, what was their plan for escape. Why did some people get left behind? How did you feel about all that? Did you feel sad? So now they're all looking toward the bush, right? And so, what happens does the plan work all right? And there was like Brutus, he got hurt, right, because of the poison gas. And why do you think that the people poison gassed the rest and not took them? Because if they were from NIMH, which we probably thought so, right, then like they wouldn't want to kill the rest, right? So why do you think that the people from NIMH, the people supposedly from NIMH, poison gassed? And also in the epilogue, so how was their summer home, and what is Martin gonna try to do, and the story, and at the end, how did you just feel about the whole book? How did you just feel, and what's your review for this book, 1 to 10? I personally would give it a 10. Actually, I would give it 100. I mean, a million out from 10, because I love this book. And there are some other books that he did make, right? So I hope that you also check those books out. And what was your favorite part of this whole book? And also, how did you think of the rest, all in all, and Mrs. Frisby, and when do you think this took place? I mean, what do you think? And also, do you think that Mrs. Frisby, what do you think will happen do you think that Martin will be able to get to see the rest one day? And if you had to write, let's say, a book 2 for the Mrs. Frisby and Rest of NIMH, then what kind of story would be in there? Well, I hope that you really enjoy reading Mrs. Frisby and the Rats of NIMH with me, and have a great day, or if it's nighttime, have a great night. Bye!